Genesis chapter 11. Universal language, Babel and confusion. And the whole earth was of one language and of one accent and mode of expression. And as they journeyed eastward, they found a plain valley in the land of Shinar, and they settled and dwelt there. And they said one to another, Come, let us make bricks and burn them thoroughly. So they had brick for stone and slime for mortar. And they said, Come, let us build us a city and a tower whose top reaches into the sky. And let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be scattered over the whole earth. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the sons of men had built. And the Lord said, Behold, they are one people, and they have all one language, and this is only the beginning of what they will do. And now nothing they have imagined they can do will be impossible for them. Come, let us go down, and there confound, mix up, confuse their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from that place upon the face of the whole earth, and they gave up building the city. Therefore the name of it was called Babel, because there the Lord confounded the language of all the earth, and from that place the Lord scattered them abroad upon the face of the whole earth. This is the history of the generations of Shem. Shem was 100 years old when he became the father of Arpachshad, 2 years after the flood. And Shem lived after Arpachshad was born 500 years and had other sons and daughters. When Arpachshad had lived 35 years, he became the father of Shelah. Arpachshad lived after Shelah was born 403 years and had other sons and daughters. When Shelah had lived 30 years, he became the father of Eber. Shelah lived after Eber was born 403 years and had other sons and daughters. When Eber had lived 34 years, he became the father of Peleg. And Eber lived after Peleg was born 430 years and had other sons and daughters. When Peleg had lived 30 years, he became the father of Reu. And Peleg lived after Reu was born 209 years and had other sons and daughters. When Reu had lived 32 years, he became the father of Serug. And Reu lived after Serug was born 207 years and had other sons and daughters. When Serug had lived 30 years, he became the father of Nahor. And Serug lived after Nahor was born 200 years and had other sons and daughters. When Nahor had lived 29 years, he became the father of Terah. And Nahor lived after Terah was born 119 years and had other sons and daughters. After Terah had lived 70 years, he became the father of, at different times, Abram and Nahor and Haran, his firstborn. Now this is the history of the descendants of Terah. Terah was the father of Abram, Nahor, and Haran was the father of Lot. Haran died before his father Terah died, in the land of his birth, in Ur of the Chaldees. And Abram and Nahor took wives. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife was Milcah, the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah and Iscah. But Sarai was barren, she had no child. And Terah took Abram his son, Lot the son of Haran, his grandson, and Sarai, his daughter-in-law, his son's Abram's wife, and they went forth together to go from Ur of the Chaldees into the land of Canaan. But when they came to Haran, they settled there, and Terah lived 205 years, and Terah died in Haran. Chapter 12. Abram's journey to Egypt. Now in Haran, the Lord said to Abram, Go for yourselves for your own advantage, away from your country, from your relatives and your father's house, to the land that I will show you. And I will make of you a great nation, and I will bless you with abundant increase of favors, and make your name famous and distinguished, and you will be a blessing, dispensing good to others. And I will bless those who bless you, who confirm prosperity or happiness upon you, and curse him who curses or uses insolent language toward you. In you will all the families and kindred of the earth be blessed, and by you they will bless themselves. So Abram departed as the Lord had directed him, and Lot his nephew went with him. Abram was 75 years old when he left Haran. Abram took Sarai his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all their possessions that they had gathered, and the persons servants that they had acquired in Haran, and they went forth to go to the land of Canaan. When they came to the land of Canaan, Abram passed through the land to the locality of Shechem, to the oak or terebinth tree of Moreh, and the Canaanite was then in the land. Then the Lord appeared to Abram and said, I will give this land to your prosperity. So Abram built an altar there to the Lord who had appeared to him. From there he pulled up his tent pegs and departed to the mountain on the east of Bethel, and pitched his tent, with Bethel on the west and Ai on the east. And there he built an altar to the Lord and called upon the name of the Lord. Abram journeyed on, still going toward the south. Now there was a famine in the land, and Abram went down into Egypt to live temporarily, for the famine in the land was oppressive, intense, and grievous. And when he was about to enter into Egypt, he said to Sarai his wife, I know that you are beautiful to behold. So when the Egyptians see you, they will say, This is his wife, and they will kill me, but they will let you live. Say, I beg of you that you are my sister, so that it may go well with me for your sake, and my life will be spared because of you. And when Abram came into Egypt, the Egyptians saw that the woman was very beautiful. The princess of Pharaoh also saw her and commended her to Pharaoh, and she was taken into Pharaoh's house. And he treated Abram well for her sake. He acquired sheep, oxen, he-donkeys, men-servants, maid-servants, she-donkeys, and camels. But the Lord scourged Pharaoh and his household with serious plagues because of Sarai, Abram's wife. And Pharaoh called Abram and said, What is this that you have done to me? Why did you not tell me that she was your wife? Why did you say, She is my sister, so that I took her to be my wife? Now then, here is your wife. Take her and get away from here. And Pharaoh commanded his men concerning him, and they brought him on his way with his wife and all that he had. Genesis chapter 13. Abram and Lot. So Abram went out of Egypt, he and his wife and all that he had, and Lot with him, into the south country of Judah, the Negeb. Now Abram was extremely rich in livestock and in silver and gold. And he journeyed on from the south country of Judah, the Negeb, as far as Bethel, to the place where his tent had been at the beginning, between Bethel and Ai, where he had built an altar at first, and there Abram called on the name of the Lord. But Lot, who went with Abram, also had flocks and herds and tents. Now the land was not able to nourish and support them, so they could dwell together, for their possessions were too great for them to live together. And there was strife between the herdsmen of Abram's cattle and the herdsmen of Lot's cattle, and the Canaanite and the Perizzite were dwelling then in the land, making fodder more difficult to obtain. So Abram said to Lot, Let there be no strife, I beg of you, between you and me, or between your herdsmen and my herdsmen, for we are relatives. Is not the whole land before you? Separate yourself, I beg of you, from me. If you take the left hand, then I will go to the right. Or if you choose the right hand, then I will go to the left. And Lot looked and saw that everywhere the Jordan Valley was well watered. Before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, it was all like the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt, as you go to Zoar. Then Lot chose for himself all the Jordan Valley, and he traveled east, so they separated. Abram dwelt in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelt in the cities of the Jordan Valley, and moved his tent as far as Sodom, and dwelt there. But the men of Sodom were wicked, and exceedingly great sinners against the Lord. The Lord said to Abram, after Lot had left him, lift up now your eyes, and look from the place where you are, northward and southward, and eastward and westward. For all the land which you see, I will give to you and to your posterity forever. And I will make your descendants like the dust of the earth, so that if a man could count the dust of the earth, then could your descendants also be counted. Arise, walk through the land, the length of it and the breadth of it, for I will give it to you. Then Abram moved his tent, and came and dwelt among the oaks, or terebims and Mamre.
Thank you for watching this channel. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to select the notification bell. This will help us draw all men to Jesus.